It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about resources within the game. Now, clearly, most of you already know by now, or if you're starting brand new, you will find out quickly that gems are probably the most important resource within the game that you will utilize and that you will do events to get. Some events include story missions to get them. Sometimes there are different events within arena tiers or special update events or even sometimes friend events. So many different ways you can find ways to get and receive gems in the game. But it is probably one of the most important resources that keep the game running as far as a resource that you want to collect. Now, some of the other resources that I do find a bit harder to collect, I would say come down to two specific ones. And that is the Chaos Cake pieces in the Tower of Chaos. One of the reasons for this is that if you need more searing keys, you cannot manually recharge them with gems. You can buy packs in the shop, and that will let you get more keys. And sometimes there's events to get more keys. But if you do not spend money because you're a free-to-play player, or there is no specific events, then you're not going to be going ahead and getting extra searing keys. So the only real way to increase your searing key point is in the kingdom upgrades. You can go ahead and upgrade the recharge rate. Under the cookies upgrades is where it is. You can go ahead and upgrade the recharge rate and the max number. And that's the only way you're going to get keys faster. Now, yes, that is a permanent upgrade, so that is nice, but if you can't get that, or you're not to that point yet, you're going to be going at the speed that the game has you for your updates and searing key refills. The other resource that I do find pretty hard to get is the cubes. Now, here's why. In the mileage section, you can spend 25 mileage to get one single cube. And so if you want to get 300 for a single pull, you would have to spend 7,500 mileage to get 300 cubes. So if you do that 5 more times to get 1,500, because it's a draw 5, so 5 more times 7,500, that is almost 50,000 mileage. I'm not going to do the actual math at the moment, but almost 50,000 mileage just to get 5-time costume pull, which could all be common. And so cubes and searing keys are probably the hardest resources to get at the current point, at least with the current quality of life updates in the game. And those are important ones, but those are what I determine as some of the harder ones to get. Now, as far as some of the other resources that can be harder, but not necessarily impossible, would be topping pieces, epic skill powders, and the map and island fragments. Now, the reason these are a little bit easier is if you go into the trade harbor, each day at the seaside market, you're able to get these pieces with some of your aurora fragments. And in the rainbow shell gallery, sometimes they do appear as well in the top right corner to trade for your seashells. Now, some people in the early parts of the game are going to actually find that rainbow shell gallery rainbow pearls are going to be harder for them to get because they won't have these high level resources to fill out the docking ship. And so for them, it's going to be harder for that resource specifically. The easiest way around that is just to have a good rotation on production schedule. And I can go over that in another video, but just because that's a much longer topic. But that is a way to solve that specific issue, because the higher the resource value, the easier the dock gets filled. So that's some ways that you can get those pieces for the islands. And it's not necessarily that you'll get them quickly, so it is a harder to get resource, but I still think it is easier than the chaos pieces and the cubes that you can get as well. Coins, we've already discussed in another video. There's many different ways to get coins, and the Tree of Wishes is a really good way to get refilled on coins. Just a couple days ago, I was only at 2 million. Now I'm back up to 9 million. It's a very easy task, in my opinion, to upgrade that. Other things like the powders. The powders is a little bit harder because you do have to go through bounties. But the good thing is, though, if you want, you can actually refill them 3 times a day. It does cost you gems, but you're able to refill them. And in addition, since the Trade Harbor was released, you can also, for the lower tier ones, get them pretty easily with resources. Or, if they appear, you can get them with higher resources in the further section of the seaside market, which that's pretty nice too. So yet again, I think that's a little easier to get in comparison to some of the other resources. And then one of the last ones I do want to cover, which it kind of teeters on the hard level of getting, is topping pieces. Now, we found many different ways between the story mode and the video I covered with the topping pieces grinding that you can do daily. If you want to go through dark mode and get them as well, you can get topping pieces pretty often, but those require having your jellies refilled. But yet again, you can spend gems to refill those. So I think if there would be one quality of life update that would be nice, would be to have the ability to refill searing tower keys with gems, even if only like once a day, and having cubes obtainable through story mission events. Maybe even if you had to grind like world 10 and above in dark mode, and you only got like 25 cubes for each 2 matches you did. It wouldn't be a lot, but it would be nice, and it would be a way to have more costumes available to more players. And so that is something I just want to cover today with the resources within the game. And I also want to cover it today because with the update coming tomorrow, there might actually be a complete quality of life change on some of these resources. So it'll be interesting to see a comparison the day before the update and afterwards, if there is complete changes or if there is ways to get things easier. And that will be something we'll be covering. So thank you so much for stopping by. I'm excited for tomorrow's update, and I will be doing a live stream as soon as it is able to be done. And I'm looking forward to seeing what results we can discover together. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.